everybody. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I am your host, Kimberly Cloud. Today we are going to be doing a virtual studio, editing a video, and sending a video. I am so excited to have been able to be a part of this or be a part of this. Um, I want to tell you guys that I appreciate you guys watching me. And yeah, so let's get started. It's only Tuesday. Tomorrow is hump day. So right now what I'm doing is I'm setting up the link. Calendly and StreamYard. So let me tell you about a guy named Sean Boyle. Sean Boyle sat up there and he created, I don't know, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me three times, shame on us. Like, he sat up there and I knew something wasn't right. I've seen him before and he kept trying to get into my DMs. Like, what I mean by that is he kept trying to be interviewed, and as you can see, his name is right there. This is the third or the second time he's done this, where he's attended, like he did this 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Like, how many times? Like, no show. I'm not talking about writing an email or saying that he cannot attend or saying that something emergency came up. Just nothing. Just made me work for him for nothing, for free. And it won't happen again. I made sure I noted it. So if you're out there watching Mr. Boyle, just know that you're blacklisted from the Kimberly Cloud Show. I noted it. So the next time your name populates and I look you up, I know, oh, I remember you now. Okay. Oh, Well, I guess this is her right here. She said something came up. I don't even have her bio. Do I? Because I remember her. I emailed, oh man, she kept it. And that's good contact. That's good dialogue right there. I just can't find her bio. Let me see something. Why is her bio missing? Let me see if I can find her on Matchmaker. Let me see if I can find her name up in here. Tiffany Fraser. Everybody be on here. It has to be in here somewhere. I only have her pic. Let me let her know. I only have your picture. Is there any way you can send the bio to me ASAP? I don't not want to miss this event. I didn't delete anything, but I don't know. Maybe her sometimes they have like attendance, people that you know, I don't know, make them famous and stuff, and there or people that keep their calendars and books and stuff. They send me information, and that's probably why I don't have her bio, and because I just looked her up by her email. Ooh, she signed up twice, but she only wants number one. She probably didn't even notice she did that. I've done that before. And Jeff, okay. Let's look at my October 2nd. He's from 9:30 to 10. There he is. Why is this? Oh, um, so I got him. Now, moving up. Cool. So that's, um, it should be, this is October 6th. We're moving into October 6th. Corey Harlock. Okay. 2:30. Catherine Raw. Wow. This is excellent. It's two paragraphs and it's excellent. You know, Catherine Rowell is a seasoned consultant with over 36 years of experience in municipal government, business, financial management, and operational optimization. Her extensive background in budgeting, staffing, and cost-saving strategies allow her to bring unmatched expertise to businesses looking to improve efficiency and profitability. Catherine's career has involved managing budgets ranging from 4 million to over 32 million, overseeing staffing levels from 10 to 190 personnel, and working alongside C-suite executives, business owners, and industry leaders. Her hands-on experience in budget allocation, grant funding, and process optimization. Wow. Funding. I know what that one is. Grant funding. Precise optimization gives her a unique ability to uncover hidden savings while empowering business operations. When is Catherine Rowell? 7 at 2:30. This is the last day before the new day. I survived it. I survived it. I freaking survived it. Another jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Another jungle of a month. Let's see. Hold on. So we got Canva up right now. I gotta go back to the messages between me and her. I think let's move this bad boy out the way. Yeah. Her face fits her job description. Have you ever said that to anybody? Her face or his face fits their job description. A lot of people would be mad. But she is beautiful. October 7th. 7/2025. You know, I came out with some new glasses today. Y'all didn't know I own my own factory like Mark Zuckerberg. It it actually produces what time? 2:30. It actually produces creativity and curiosity, and it lights up parts of the brain that usually don't. Dead spots. There's dead spots to everywhere. You know, you see how frequency back in the day, how those old radios, and still today, you know, if you tip it over the wrong set, the if the antenna is the wrong way, it's going to scratch. Or if you got a messy antenna or faulty antenna, but you know, the dead spots in your brain, it produces creativity and curiosity. It was supposed to launch today, but Mark Zuckerberg's launched yesterday or today. So, but he must have went back in the future or to the past. I'm just kidding, y'all. It sounds better when I say it in a low voice, but I had to go back in a heightened voice because it's hilarious to me. Somebody on his page said we're grilling ice cubes. They said almost had a nerve to say nothing was in his fridge. And somebody said we're grilling ice cubes over here. I said, what? How do you grill ice cubes? How do you grill ice cubes? Cool. Then I'm receiving receipts. I'm receiving receipts from Instagram talking about $2. I never knew they do their advertisements totally different than Facebook Marketplace. And $2 coming out of my account here and there. I'm like, that's not cool. That's not cool. So I put a pause on that. It should all come out at once. Ah, here is the link for the show. See you on the 7th of October at 20. You know the show 2020? Y'all remember that show 2020? ABC's 2020? Um, 5 years ago it was 2020. But before then in 99, like what made them think of 2020? 2020 vision? What? Like, why were they thinking about that? 20. Where did they get the name from? I got something I want to show y'all because I know they're not going to call me back, or it's going to take a while, or they get a lot of requests and they're not singling me out. It's other people on the roster. But hold on, I want to show you guys something after I write her. See you on the 7th of October at 2:30 p.m. Let me pull it up now. Hopefully I can find out where it's at right now. Y'all must see it. Okay. Where did I go? Admissions. Where else? Graduate admissions. Is it no fiddlesticks? They had a Sesame Street commercial. Hold on. Is it right here? They actually had a Sesame Street commercial. That's weird. That is so weird. You see how they do stuff? It's somewhere in this matrix of a system, but they had Sesame Street and they were like, you know, this is what we're doing. We're like aliens watching the phone. This is what it's like when aliens watch the phone or hear the phone ring for the first time. Okay, so let's go back. I sent her the email. Now let's continue. I know her name is very unique. I cannot wait to interview her. I haven't interviewed anyone. I interviewed like three Africans in my life. Not, well, I know I've talked to many of them, but I've only interviewed like three of them. And I enjoy, hearing about their stories because one thing that you cannot freaking get past is that lions could be right around the corner from the city, yet they don't take what they can't kill. And what I mean by that is they're in sync with the African people. That's God's country. God has a lot of countries, don't get me wrong. But that's God's country because to be in sync where a lion like, I'm going to eat him, but they know the rules. I'll be back later, but I'm gonna eat him, and you know, it's crazy. That they live amongst these animals. They said they don't understand why we keep our animals locked up. Like, and that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm an American. Keep them locked up. I don't need a lion saying, I will take the one with the wig. She's tasty. No, I don't need that happening. Animals, because we're not used to that. Okay, so now I got to email him to send the bio and pic. And let me write Sean Boyle so I can have that email saved because he's in my I no longer wish to serve you for a show. Please do not contact me again. Thanks. No, it sounds more professional if I say you've been blacklisted. You have been blacklisted from the Kimberly Cloud Show. Okay, moving on. I know I got Kevin Palmieri, right? And he is on which day? 9 o'clock on Friday, October 10th. Yep, I got him. DC Gomez, I remember doing her. DC Gomez, yep. Um, Stephen Murray, Stephen, Rebecca, and John. Let's see if we can find a Stephen, Rebecca, and John. Yes, got Stephen, Rebecca. That's weird. She rescheduled, that's why. And John. The dates weren't matching up. I don't, but I'll believe it when I see it. But I'll make the page up. I don't even know what that rank is. Command Sergeant, Command Sergeant. Wow, Christian UFOlogy. You know, ancient aliens said that Jesus, he sat up there and went up. It's a possibility that he was riding on spaceships and stuff, popping tags. Stuff. You know, with the aliens. That's plausible. It's a plausibility for so many alternate things that could have happened when he died in alternate universes. October 17th. At what time? 9:30. Dang, I have to take his rank off a little bit. And now it's going to look like he's just a sergeant. You know, just imagine your alternate self being an alien. Like in each dimension, you are something in each dimension, and you are in each frequency, but you're just tuned in to this frequency. Just imagine that for a second. It's plausible. Look it up on X. Can you be an alien in another dimension? Maybe your alien battle buddy is the one, your guardian angel. That's what they call guardian angels. Ooh, I was about to look real dumb. 9:30 a.m. Oh no, I didn't. That's why we shouldn't have hate in our hearts for other races, because we in our alternate universe is that race. You can't hate aliens because it's like in another universe, parallel universe, and there's multiple of them. Allegedly, you are, something different. Alien, white, black, Hispanic, um, Chinese, and the rest. Don't believe me, right? A lot of good people don't believe me because they just tuning into me. We're gonna look it up. We're gonna fact check this. Oh my God, they all shutting it down. They're like, that's too many banners. Now I gotta take off LinkedIn. It, I learned how to get around the glitch. How did I learn around a glitch? How have y'all ever had a glitch on it? Like anything, like now, like when you hit the save button, if nothing saves and it shows those reds, I have to go back and take off LinkedIn. That's like a little glitch. To me, I call that a glitch, but there's other instances. Past, present. We're going to talk about, what is his name? Stephen Hawking's. Thanks for signing up here. Here is the link for the show. Whew. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Y'all see it, right? I want y'all to see that. That's how they feel. That's how I kind of feel. It ain't no kinda. I feel that way. Like I said, every race, like we in an alternate universe, it's one planet in an alternate parallel universe that's perfect. No, it's peace, no crime. I'm talking about no crime. And just enlightenment of abundance of all races that can work together. But this universe, I think we stay on the west side of the universe. I guarantee, I'm about to ask Grok right now, do we stay on the west side of the universe? Because it's always fighting and deceitfulness. Do we stay on the west side of the universe? It'd be funny if he says yes, but I know it. He said the universe doesn't. See, you got to read what he said real quick. Universe doesn't have sides. No, we don't say, mainly because the universe have west side or any sides for that matter. Um, oh, okay. Teaching. Okay, so I said that I wanted to talk about going it the fact that let's see, I does the universe navigate through space if there isn't a west side? How do a universe navigate through space? Wherever we are, it's the bad side. I'll tell you that. You say there's no north, south, east, west, up or down, but I say whichever side we're on, it's the bad side. It's been ran and taken over gradually by like evil people, and Trump is trying to make it peaceful. Okay. Um, Israel is going to have peace by any means necessary, doing it either the easy way or the hard way. That was funny when he said that. Just imagine, like, how do you navigate? How would, because they're not answering my question, how would you navigate to another planet? And then we're gonna move on and watch a video. Oh, okay. That's crazy. So every 26 months, Earth and Mars are on the same side of the sun, and then they alignment. So it's sort of like time. Time is calculated in this. If it's a speed, time is calculated because we got to calculate the months. Wow. Just imagine how you have to make that align at the exact time. Now think about somewhere further. Think about how aliens do it. They probably use magical energy sources. We're just bringing into quantum mechanics. They do use, based on what Bob Lazar says, magical energy source. Okay, let's close this, close that, close that, close that, close that, close that. Open this. Okay. So I think I have them already saved to my show, but we're about to see. Down. Let me empty the trash. So basically, what they do is they watch the planets as they move around in the sky. If they can see a planet, they watch the planet and they see how their galaxy or their solar system is within that planet and how it aligns. And then they can go to that planet. If it aligns, they could probably leave out. It's like leaving out early to get to your destination on time. One day we'll be able to counteract that where we're just like poof, and I'm pretty sure they got teleportation. Like they go downstairs of the White House and he teleports to Mars. What's the status of this? Then he zaps from Mars to the moon. What's the status on that? And then he zaps right back to the Earth. You never know, man. You never know. Don't believe I have looked up teleportation. I put that in the library. Give me a second. While it's fresh on my mind. Is teleportation? It's possible. Possible. It is now, right now. Researchers achieved a developments, breakthrough in impossible quantum teleportation over long distances, aligning with the UN's 2025 International Year of Quantum Technology. So he said, no, teleportation is commonly imagined, such as transporting people, objects, or microscopic matter from one location to another without traveling or traversing the space in between. It's not possible right now. It's limited by the laws of physics, including the speed of light. If we can fly, this is how I know I debunk what they're telling me. If we can fly at Mach 2, if we can fly at Mach 2, which is I believe the speed of light almost, then I'm pretty sure they're on the brink. Speed of sound, excuse me, the speed of sound, the speed that it takes you to interpret what I'm saying, which is 343 meters per second. Okay, let's finish. Close that out. And now we're gonna close this out too. You know what I like about the White House? I like that it never gets messed with. We get respected. Hold on. Um, okay, we're gonna fix it as we go along. A way to blend in saying Raleigh, North Carolina. I kind of cheesed there, when I heard it and I didn't see it. I heard him say it, and I'm like, just like I say Iran, and they don't say Iran like I do, because I pronounce it in English the way an English person would, but I think they say Iran, and they say it in the way they say it. Hold up. I have to know one more thing, y'all. Okay, let's continue. You know, a physicist said that an atom is nothing more than a physicist is an atom trying to learn about an atom all over again. You're encouraged to want to learn. You're very encouraged to want to learn. You know, the people that are woke, and I'm not talking about that other type of woke. I'm talking about actually enlightened to the point where they want to learn about the universe. People hear UFOs and then they go off about their business. I hear UFO, I'm like, it's like doo 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 UFO doo 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 doo. You know, like my bells go off. They don't they don't settle down and let the dust settle like some people. Like they're like, well, it's a high probability that there could be on a different frequency an alien right behind you right now. Just, like I know it sounds far-fetched and I know I've been wrong about some of the stuff I said, but I know what Michael Kiku said. If I'm my Kio Kikaku, said he said that we're tuned into different frequencies, and this gentleman right here from Pakistan, Hassan, he was saying he's interested in UFOs and stuff of that nature, and he's done sitcoms and he's wrote a book about it. Like UFOs don't. I'm no scientist or physics, but UFOs, the technology that they have, they just don't go around saying, "Oh, look at the human. He sees us. Oh, we'll wave and go keep going." Like let's study it. you know, you know what I never got though? What are they trying to study? What are they trying to study? You hear these authentic people with alien experiences saying that they've been abducted by aliens. They said or they experimented with them. What was they trying to study? I mean, obviously they cannot see um through us. They don't, I guess they don't have the power to see the ones that were studying through us and study us that way. But they had tools that I heard horror stories, and I just wonder, what were they studying? Was they trying to harvest something to, like, what if their biology was different to the point where, I'm a conspiracy theorist. What if it was to the point where they took our blood, or they took our examined us so that they can make a copy of us somewhere else? Or, that's one alternate thing. That's one alternate thing that could happen. You know, one of my doctors was telling me they were doing a study on, they couldn't tell the woman or the man about the study where they just ignored you, where they just ignored you, and you purposefully made you feel unheard. Not accidentally, but intentionally and purposely made you feel unheard. There was a study on this. And after they performed the study, um, they were like, they told them about the study. That's one thing a person hates the most, is to feel unheard. Or what did he say? Unheard, or just invisible. That's the worst thing you could do to a person, especially when they try to be heard. And he was right about everything he said. And in the alien context, people don't want to hear me because I sit up there and talk about aliens all the time. And it's like, I do it because they don't have a voice while they're here. They don't have a voice. They just come in, sign a contract, come in, do their job, and live in secrecy. Well, be free, I say. Be free. You know, forget a contract, cancel that contract. He said, become the gods that we were at one time. It's pretty cool, man. If you add up goddess, it equals my birthday. But I looked it up, and I said, and I'm not trying to, they said claims that it has no relevance. They said it has no relevance. And I'm like, it has to have relevance. It has to, everything has a relevance. Everything. So in gematria, how you add up your net, like A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, D equals 4, and so on. you sit up there and you notice the patterns of that. And it's an honor to have my birthday excluding the 84 because the 84 is tattooed on me. That light is buzzing. Um, but it's an honor to have that equal. Like it could have equaled God for all we know. 8 could have equaled 26 for all we know. But this alchemy stuff transition it into something beautiful. A little bit of science and a little bit of magic. I wish I was an alchemist. I really do. I would do good for the world. Why are we so on this race for peace? And I don't mean it exactly how I'm saying it. Why are we on this race for peace? Because we want unity. We, every singer, every artist that sat up there and tried to sing good got shunned. They got shunned. UNITY by Queen Latifah. It could have been bigger than ever. It was big, but it could have been bigger. Now, had she had a thong on or some type of see-through strapless whatever, I'm pretty sure they would have sat up there and heightened up the sales. But she's talking about UNITY world, for the world. Exactly what I want. Be the change, be the change you want to see in the world. That's what Gandhi um, said. Be the change you want to see in the world. He said that it was a spacecraft that filled him with a burst of energy. Like a couple of weeks ago, I seen something that I can't explain out in the skies. They were right in Seattle airspace. This was not a helicopter. I know what a helicopter. I may be wrong sometimes talking, trying to one up the computer system, but I'm not wrong about what I saw. So they were right in Seattle airspace, like this, it was lines of light that were bright. Like, what is the odds of me coming to the window, rolling up the window, and that bright light just bursts of bright light way out in the sky? Not a star. This was like a star on steroids. And then it just disappeared. Prior to that, I seen red, white, and blue light that was at my other apartment before I moved, but this wasn't nothing like it. Prior, like it was in Seattle's airspace again. I saw an airplane fly right under it. It was higher than an airplane. And then I made the decision to leave my apartment. And then prior to that, um I saw a spacecraft two, three times in California. You don't know you don't want to know what's in California airspace. Like everybody, that's a whole, that you think about it. That's where all the stars live. You don't know what's coming out of their airspace. Their airspace is, it's, yeah, that's where, certain places are, and that test stuff. So, yeah. And then prior to that, I was in Scranton. Scranton. Do y'all know what about Scranton? Do you want to know about Scranton and who used to live in Scranton? That's Biden's territory. I was in Scranton and I tried to wake up my ex-husband to tell him, hey, look, there's a UFO, and he just stayed asleep. So, yeah, I know what I be seeing. I know what I saw. You know, it it's an honor to get visited by Martians. Maybe, I don't know. It's an honor, or whatever is out there in the sky. And then they got Vandenberg Space Force out there, which was 20 minutes away from my house. I used to go there to wash my clothes. So that seals the deal. I scrubbed toilets for this one man that worked for Vandenberg Space Force. He was with his family, and he had this big poster talking about, and he's advertising stealth technology. It said the stealth technology of the future. And now we have the F-47, FAFO. That's the scariest thing, to meet someone that is human, that's actually not from Earth. They fit the same features as a human, but they aren't. And there's ways to tell, but I don't know those ways. I've seen stories talking about a woman with a third breast on her shoulder. One man was saying she did something to him, and I was like laughing the whole time. He had a straight face though. I would. He said that they live on a higher frequency than we do, so that we can't see them. He said it. I didn't say it. I said it earlier. I said it earlier, but now he's verifying it. And let's fact check it. You messing with my spelling. High frequency. I see what you did there, channeling cosmic static. If you're asking whether extraterrestrials or non-human intelligence might live on different frequency, the short answer from science is we don't know, but it's a fascinating speculation. From a strict empirical standpoint, there's zero confirmed evidence of alien life, let alone their vibra. We have a whole team of people. Watch me debunk what you just said. We have a whole team. The committee. Is there a UAP committee? And what do they talk about? Yes, yes. The restoring public trust. Nobody watches it. Nobody watches it. It don't really come on. It comes on what? Uh C-SPAN or something. Like nobody talks about it unless they have a highlight, one little clue, and they're green. And then they wink, they be like, and the lady said that they were green. So are you saying aliens are green? What I am saying is that the lady said the aliens are green. Let that stand for the record, and I yield back, or however they say that. That is so crazy. Look at this. Whistleblowers. I'll read this later. Let me go back to my show. He just got me real hype about aliens. He said they questioned the Star of Bethlehem. Was it really a star that hovered over the stable? That's true. That's true. Because that star looked like it was on steroids. And I know what I see. I've never had anything happen where I hallucinated. No, I didn't hallucinate. Even if I was to hallucinate, it would be on a different scale where I'm seeing something someone else can't see. That doesn't mean it's not real. That doesn't mean it's not real. You never know. But I don't see or hallucinate nothing. Like, who hallucinates a star? Who hallucinates a star in the sky? They said we're very primitive, savage, warlike race. Like I said, if we were to rate which part of the solar system, people would you can imagine we would be on the west side because there these politicians are sitting up there, not the good, not the bad ones, I mean the good ones, but the bad ones are sitting up there basically causing war, amongst the good people purposefully to rule over. For some reason, they get off on ruling over good people. It's so weird to me. They get off on overruling over good people. Do y'all want to hear something? We all have an aura. Hold on. I'm gonna play this. This is gonna be tomorrow because I had to do some work with the what I did earlier, which was put a virtual three virtual studios together, which kind of threw off the time. But aura. Do y'all know what an aura is? It's an electromagnetic field enclosed between the human body, animals, or objects, reflecting one's emotional, spiritual, or physical state. Often visualized in colors, blue for calm, tied to beliefs of chakras and higher frequencies. You remember seeing that lady that could take it was a new movie that came out, and she can move through time, and she had this, she would go like this and it would be a fireball, and then she can go right through it. That's her chakra. Her chakra is so powerful that she can cause, and her powers are so powerful that she can cause portals to open in time to alternate, or however, time can't alternate. Time move forward, but it in different ways it can be paused, it can be fast forward, and it can be rewind. Look at what I'm doing now. I'm watching myself and from the past. So yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to say, what time is it? Usually I'll be on here till like for 2 hours, but I have something that I have to do behind the scenes before I start my classes tomorrow. My classes start tomorrow. The sun will come out. Yeah, like tomorrow. And it's starting to be dark. Get dark. And I hate that. I hate that. Like if it was still sunny outside, I probably would still have the energy to be up. But it's like dark. It's rainy, and I cannot stand the rainy weather. Like honestly, you want to know what's on my mind? Facebook. People drive crazy. People, like, you never know. I've seen trucks that have just yanked over on the highway, like, and I be like, and they almost get into crashes, and that's the scary part. They can cause a backup, a tragic backup, if someone's not looking. They're paying attention, but they're not actually, no, they're looking and not paying attention. There's one thing to look and guide yourself. There's another way to pay attention to the space surrounding how far you are from the next vehicle. That's the scary thing. The truck is like that, and moving over, and the car don't want to slow down, so it T-bones them, and it's just sick. And then imagine rain on top of that. The way some people drive here, this is one of the worst cities to drive in. That's why insurance is high. That's why insurance is definitely high. And I've sent off my virtual studios to the people, so I have all my appointments, but you know, I don't know what sparked my interest. Ever since I was little, I was interested in the skies. Real quick, y'all, I remember I was at Charlotte Observatory. It what is it called? Oh my God, I forgot what it's called. But it's down Discovery Place. It's called Discovery Place. And they had this big dome. It's like you were in space, filled with the stars, filled with the stars aligned. I done been to some place before. I didn't take it serious, but I will take it serious in the future. But it was this big dome and it was filled with stars. And that's all I saw. I remember seeing the Big Dipper and the Milky Way, and that's all I can remember. I don't know where Orion's belt is. I don't know where Orion's belt is, but I know they line up with the pyramids. But what sparked my interest, I was a little girl and I used to see shooting stars all the time in Charlotte. We used to walk at night. And back in the day in Charlotte, you can kind of get away with walking as a family at night to the to a low income place to get assistance. Try to get there early. That was my daily day routine with my mother and our family. But getting to the point, I used to see the stars and then as I got older, I started seeing video clips of different things like Bob Lazar, um, and it's Steve something. Um, but they were talking about um, UFOs and how the government was hiding things. And I'm like, why would he lie? The government said they didn't even know him. The government said they didn't even know him. Sounds familiar, right? Sounds familiar, right? When the government says they don't know you, how can the government not know Bob Lazar? That means that the government can keep track. Like Bob Lazar could have been a illegal, a domestic terrorist, and you don't know who is housed here in the United States. That's all I'm saying. That's exactly what Biden did to me. Just ignored me. So instead of the rejection, I just say, I say, I know that in the background that, you know, one, I say that, and let me make this very clear, that Donald Trump don't have the time to, you know, put me in a category with what's going on. Like, what do I have to do with what he is doing for the world? But as a veteran status, which whoop whoop, I'm a veteran, it's like he makes sure that he takes care of all of his veterans. And so he knows who I am. And I appreciate that. So I'm not looking to sit up there and say, let me be a part of your elite. I'm not like Kanye West or, any of them that comes in his life that just have a motive, a motive, a fucked up motive to seek and gain intel, to see how much you can gain by talking junk about your team while you laughing with your team behind your back. Like, come on now. That's how you get paid. How do you make your money? That's why like I don't- I just want um the world to be peaceful, and I have the same ideas, and I have the same uh hopes and dreams that Donald Trump has for this world to be at peace by any means necessary. We go to war now. We ain't the defense. We go to war now. They do all that stuff. I verbally go to war. Damage control. Telling the truth. Doing it for one man and one man only, and that's God. How can you love aliens if you don't love God or yourself? I love myself. I have to love myself first, and then I love God. Because I would second guess myself if I didn't love myself first. I would second guess myself. When God didn't fulfill something for me, I would second guess myself. So that's why I love myself first. And I know it doesn't say it that way in the Bible, but I love myself first, and then I love God, because I have to survive. On this earth, you have to love yourself. You have to be able to survive. You have to come up with a good plan. You have to learn how not to lie. You know what telling the truth got me locked up plenty of times. It's Philadelphia. I had to lie for the doctor at the VA, the doctor from the emergency room, to help me. And when I addressed it to his face and told him, I said, "You made me lie to get me back here. You disgust me that I had to lie." He locked me up. Those were the words I said to him. And that's one thing I don't like to do. But on this planet, had I just went with the flow and said, "Hey doc, my stomach hurt," when it didn't, you know, he would have never locked me up. But I don't know. Every time I tell the truth, BS happens. And like I said, I am, I remember one day I was at this shelter. I've always, when you live in I want to paint a picture for you. When you lived in a ghetto most of your life and you're trying to find your way, you end up most likely your history, your MO will be at a shelter because of the cycle. I don't ever want to be at another shelter again. So I was at this shelter and I'm not gonna lie, the rules were no drinking. But I was so wrong. I was wrong. I drunk. And I'm not a drinker. I'm just being honest. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a drinker, but I wanted to drink. So I drunk. And so they said, Kimberly, did you drink that night? And I said, yes. And then I got kicked out. So, like I said, had I lied and said no, or went silent, I couldn't ignore the subject, but had I lied, I would still the trajectory would have changed. So on this planet, um you have to withhold stuff from people, and because your life could mean anything. They could want you dead based on, you know, what you say that's truthful. So yeah, take care, y'all. Good night.
Never waste my time. You are I want.